Okay, dear friends, we will continue our next lecture number 18 of physiology, and here we will study the excretion as a part of counter current multiplier exchange theory. So counter current multiplier exchange theory means uh, the changes which occurs in the Bowman's capsule, then proximal converter tubule, then loop of Henle and distal converter tubule. In only loop of Henle, there are some specific changes occurring in pressure, mmHg and filtration rates, and filtering material of the nitrogenous waste from the blood is studied in detail. Of that, during that, we will see the first step is hemostasis. Actually, we have seen in previous speech that hemostasis includes three steps. First is vascular spasm or vasoconstriction, a brief and intense construction of blood vessel. Second, formation of platelet plug, and third, blood clotting or coagulation. In this way, the hemostasis is completed in three stages, which reinforces the platelet plug with fibrin mesh or fibrin threads that acts as a glue to hold the clot together. And once blood flows has ceased, tissue repair can begin. And in this way, the hemostasis occurs. So what are these three stages? What is the vasoconstriction? First stage, intact blood vessels are central to moderating blood's clotting tendency. The endothelial cells of intact vessels prevent the clotting by expressing a fibrinolytic heparin molecules. Heparin is an anticoagulant material, and thrombomodulin, which prevents the platelet aggregation and stops the coagulation cascade, with nitric oxide and prostacyclin. So these are the chemicals we can stop the coagulation. When endothelial injury occurs, the endothelial cells stop secretion of coagulation and aggregation inhibitors, and instead secrete von Willebrand factor, which causes the platelet adherence during the initial formation of a clot. The vasoconstriction that occurs during hemostasis is a brief reflexive contraction that causes a decrease in blood flow to the area. So this is the first stage, generally called as vascular spasm or vasoconstriction, in which the blood vessel contracts, the endothelial cells stop secretion, inhibits the secretion of, and von Willebrand factor secreted, and platelets adhering to form the stoppage, or we can say it breaks the flow of blood outside, and then blood flow is prevented. This is the homeostasis. Then second, platelet plug formation. How these platelet plugs are formed? When a platelets come together, a Willebrand secretion makes it a plug. Platelets create the platelet plug that forms almost directly after a blood vessel has been ruptured. Within 20 seconds of an injury in which the blood vessel's epithelial wall is disrupted, coagulation is initiated. It takes approximately 60 seconds until the first fibrin strands begin to intersperse among the wound. After several minutes, the platelet plug is completely formed by the fibrin. So first of all, the fibrin threads are started very early within 1 minute, and these fibrins becomes strong around the blood cells and forming a clot or fibrin meshwork or network or plug, which generally called. It stops the extra flow of blood outside, so it is called as plug. When the lining of a blood vessel breaks and endothelial cells are damaged, revealing subendothelial collagen proteins from extracellular matrix. Thromboxane causes platelets to swell, to grow filaments and start clumping together. एकमेकांना असे ते घट्ट बसवतात आणि त्याला क्लॉट म्हणतात किंवा आपण मराठीमध्ये त्याला गुठळे म्हणतो, रक्त गोठण्याची प्रक्रियेला. त्या प्रक्रियेला या 4 स्टेप्स आहेत. Von Willebrand factor causes them to adhere to each other and the walls of the vessel. This continues as more platelets congregate and undergoes these same transformations. This process results in a platelet plug that seals the injured area. If the injury is small, the platelet plug may be able to form within several seconds. In this way, the platelet plug is formed to stop the further flow of the blood from the body, or we can say it saves the loss of excess blood from the body. Now next is the structure of heart. The upper auricle and lower ventricle is the basic structure of heart. Upper auricle, lower ventricle. If it is right side, right auricle, right ventricle. If it is left side, left auricle, left ventricle. This is the basic structure of heart. Now, the upper auricle works as a receiving organ, means the blood is received in upper chamber, whereas the ventricle is a ventral pumping unit of heart which forces the blood outside. Means in auricle blood is receiving, from ventricle blood is sending or pumping. This is very simple. Internally, the heart shows 2 auricles and 2 ventricles, left and right auricle, left and right ventricle. The atrial chambers, generally the auricles are generally known as atrium. So atrial chambers hold blood shortly forced into the ventricles. In between the auricles and the respective ventricles, the valves are present to control the flow of blood. The valves present on right side is known as tricuspid valve, whereas the valve on the left side is called as bicuspid valve, or it is generally called as mitral valve. These valves allow the flow of blood from auricle to ventricle, but backflow is prevented. Backflow is prevented. The muscular rods, called as chordae tendineae, are present in the wall of the heart to give the strength to the heart and keeps the valves in the position at the end of ventricular systole. The function of heart is to supply oxygen, food, heat, fuels, hormones, vitamins, and other nutrients or the nutritive materials to the all parts of the body or all cells of the body and also sends metabolic waste to the excretory organs. So this is about the structure of heart, their auricles, their ventricles, their thick walls, thin walls, then attachment of the walls to the muscles through the chordae tendineae, or we can say bundle of muscles called as chordae tendineae. Then they supply heart, mainly supply what supply oxygen, food, heat, fuel, hormones, vitamins, enzymes, nutrients, etc. Everything they provide to the blood to our organs. This is the basic structure of mammalian heart, and this is the cross section, vertical cross section. In heart, these are the four chambers: right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle. From right auricle, there is a passage of blood through a valve called a tricuspid valve, and this one is the bicuspid valve. Two valves are there in two chambers. In tricuspid valve, the blood comes from right auricle, passes into the ventricle, and particularly there are two ventricles, therefore passes into the right ventricle. From right ventricle, it pours out in different branches. So yesterday we learned what about the heart and its chambers. So anterior two vessels are sending the blood to the pulmonary artery, that is to the lungs, and this is the main aorta. Actually it arises from the, we will see later on about aorta, but we will study here in the next slide. Left auricle, from left auricle the blood is coming from different vessels and coming to the left auricle, entering into the ventricle, and from ventricle, it is left ventricle, it is forced out by aortic valve into the aorta. So this is about aorta. So this is the basic structure of the mammalian heart, and its working is quite simple. Now in fourth chapter, neurogenic and myogenic heart is for study. If we will see the diagrammatic transverse section of the ventral view of crustacean heart, it shows four different sides, or we can say four different chambers or four different corners. One is ostium, muscles are there for support, and one is the thread, or we can say nerve, and nerve have a clot like ganglion called as cardiac ganglion. So in this way, this is the structure, or we can say diagrammatic heart of Crustacea insecta. The neurogenic heart and myogenic heart, the heart which works neuronally, the heart which works neuronally called as neurogenic, and the heart which beats or works through muscles or myo called as myogenic heart. First, neurogenic heart, generally the insects are neurogenic, crustaceans are neurogenic hearted animals, and the heart in which beat originates in ganglion cells and spreads over the cardiac muscles, the heart is known as neurogenic heart. In a neurogenic heart, the contraction of heart begins with nerve ganglion. Contraction begins with nerve ganglion, which is situated in or on the wall of heart. The rhythmic activity is controlled by these ganglion, which works as a pacemaker. The pacemaker neurons exhibit spontaneous activity. and this gives rhythmic impulses to the muscles of the heart. Acetylcholine is the accelerator of the rate of heartbeat. Example, heart of crustaceans and annelids is the neurogenic heart. Or the regulation of the activity of heart is carried out by the nerves or ganglions are called as neurogenic heart. And second is the myogenic heart. We can say generally a typical heart of vertebrates is a myogenic heart. The heart which beats without an electrical or nervous impulse called as myogenic heart. Means they work by their muscles only. No impulse from nerve, no electrical stroke is needed. It is involuntary act. The cardiac muscle bundle initiates the activities of cardiac muscles, which is known as SA node or sinoauricular node, sinoatrial node. SA node is located at the end of right atria, or we can say in the right auricle, which sends a wave of impulses to activate the heart. Means we can say the heartbeat begins from the sinoauricular node, or we can say it initiates the activity of heart. The impulses are sending simultaneously to the both right and left atria. Means impulses are sending in both chambers of the heart. That wave of excitation is blocked to the ventricle. Therefore, the atria and ventricles are contracting alternately. Means first of all the auricle is contracted, then ventricle is contracted. In this way the alternate contraction and relaxation is going on. The wave of contraction route is through AV, means auriculoventricular node. The fibers of this node delay the wave of impulse by 0.1 second, and meanwhile the impulse runs through the bundle of His in the septum of ventricle. Means ventricle have two chambers, right ventricle and left ventricle, and in between whatever the septum is there the node of impulse is carried. The Purkinje fibers present in heart in the wall of ventricle where the excitation of contraction of ventricles is started. Means ventricle is contracted through the Purkinje fibers in the wall of the ventricles, and in this way we can study neurogenic heart and myogenic heart. So myogenic heart means the generation of heart activity is carried out by myo or muscles, and neurogenic means activity of heart is regulated or controlled by nerves. And here in myogenic heart, the heart muscles which are so strong are able to beat or pump the blood throughout the body. So the wave of contraction, the wave of relaxation, these are the alternate activities and alternately carried out activities, but both are beginning from the auriculoventricular node, or we can say AV node, and second is SA node, sinoauricular node. This is the very first involuntary act carried out in the heart. So next, if we will see the diagrammatic myogenic heart of rabbit. So rabbit shows such a type of myogenic heart. This is SA node, or SA node is generally known as pacemaker. Then AV node, auriculoventricular node or atrioventricular node. Then Purkinje fiber, these are the Purkinje fibers present at the ventricular lower end. Then bundle of His in between two ventricles, and these all are regulating the heart as a myogenic heart activity, and therefore we call it as a myogenic heart, which is present in rabbit, particularly in mammal. So this kind of heart is well observed and studied in mammals only. Okay, so we stop here our today's speech on the on myogenic heart, and see you until the next lecture is there. So you study at your home, and good luck.